I believe like everyone can do anything, minus the politics and the gatekeepers and the circle of friends and all the stupid things that come with, young people trying to do stuff, right? I believe everyone under 30 can do amazing things if they really want to. It's not easy, but you can start somewhere. But I feel like a lot of people, like they just want to see, they see the gloss, they see, like they might see an O2 or a Copper Box Arena, but they don't know what comes with it. They don't know the tears, and like I've lost friends and people that I thought were family even at one point, all because of this. But I understand like it's a process. I understand like this train has to move, bro. Like people will jump off, people will come on, but the train has to move. That's the way I see it. So if you see someone and you're feeling like, oh, you want to be inspired by them, that's fine, but use that inspiration for you.
Hi guys, welcome to Finding Happiness with Jasmine. Today's guest is an old friend of mine from Coventry University, and we're just here to talk to him and find out about what he's been up to. He is the CEO of My Runway group, and he's here to share his experiences on, his journey on starting this and where he's at now.
My name is Kojo Marfo. I'm a creative entrepreneur and I run a platform called My Runway Group. I've been doing that for about 6 years. So I went to Coventry University to study aerospace engineering because I wanted to be a pilot growing up, but I fell into doing events and I loved it, just the work ethic of it and then the feeling of putting something together. So after university, I decided that's something that I'm going to stick at because I was good at it. My Runway was just an event that I was trying out. My second year, third year, I realized I could literally do anything and people would show up to it, which was a great space to be in. So I thought myself and my friend called Daryl, we came up with a concept of merging fashion, art, music, elements of choreography, theatre, just see whether it's something that people were going to take well to it. And the very first event was a sellout, so we decided to scale it up to a community event. So not just for students at this time, but have more of the people that lived in Coventry getting involved in it. And that went very well, so we decided to scale it up again and have a regional production. So that means people in Leicester, Loughborough, Warwick, Birmingham, Coventry could all work on the same production. And that was the very first time there's been any sort of production that involved over 4 to 5 cities and over 100 models and team coming together to work on the same production. So literally that's like our very first 3 years of trying out something. So staying in Coventry and scaling up My Runway show was just a pilot to see how it works. And then when we realized that there was really a connection with the youth community, we decided to bring it eventually to London, and it's now evolved into My Runway Group, which has other elements of it and not just the show. I felt a lot of people were showing more interest in what goes on behind the scenes. So then I would walk around and say, "Oh, you look like a model. Do you want to do My Runway show?" And people would just be like, "Yeah, I want to do it." And they would try it out, and then watching that same person in the space of a year become the official face of like Stone Island, or get a contract from a model session that she did with My Runway. It just goes to show that there was more importance for us to do a lot more than just an event. But then we just had so much issues with getting the right type of venue, getting funding, or even getting some organizations to believe in us that would have made our life easier, but that never really happened. So we had to just go out there and get things done ourselves. I've had to bankroll My Runway show for the last 6 years. We've never had any funding from anyone. We've paid for venues that have been quoted at extraordinary prices. For some reason, even when you kind of represent the youth community, you just don't get treated as a charity. It's more of a business to them. So we've learned the hard way in terms of dealing with corporates and venues exactly. But it's just every challenge has made us tougher and made us more credible in the event space. And for what we do for the youth community, I think it's only now that we're beginning to see the benefits of. There's been so many incidents that I can highlight, like dealing with people. You might not be able to pay them because you don't have the budget to and then you can work around giving them experience or content for their portfolio, but it might not be enough, so you might not get the right effort from people just because they're not getting paid, unfortunately. Secondly is just trust is a big thing. Working with over 100 people on a project is not the easiest thing. You might have, you need everyone to be on their A game. You need everyone to really appreciate what they've got themselves into. So it's just a matter of accepting that not everyone is here for the same reasons. People might have their own individual reasons for getting involved in this. So that can be a struggle in terms of getting the most out of people as well. And also funding is like, the key thing. It's like money kind of makes everything goes around, and it's only when you get yourself into it and you realize how important it is to have so much capital invested in a project that has so much return. I remember a particular incident with Arena. I'm not scared to speak about it now. So they were very keen on having us run our production at their space, because originally they were built as an Olympic space for young people to get into sports and other activities. So we thought that could have been a big, move for us, and a space that we can grow over the years. People were nice at the start, but then imagine about 2 days before the day before the event actually, the director just kind of really got hands-on and involved in it, and he was like, we can't have more than 500 people in the building. When I've signed a contract for 2,000 people, we're expecting literally 2,000 people to come through. And unfortunately, he was like, we've done a security brief, we can't have 500 of your people in here. And that was like one of the hardest things, because you have people that their parents are about to see them for the first time do anything. You have people that have missed out last year and were looking forward to this year. You had so many like different elements of it, and even during rehearsals, you don't know whether you're gonna give out your best, because your friends might not be able to get tickets. We've had to put notice on our statuses or Twitter or social media to say there are no tickets left. You can't buy tickets at the door and all of that. It was like a very traumatizing time, and you've invested so much money, so much time, effort into something, and people are just playing with your feelings just because they're in the power to do so. So we've like paid for everything, literally. But it just started making things very difficult for us. Even though you had a contract, they didn't care about it, because they were saying security is everything, and basically what they were trying to say, there's too many black people in the space, which is something that I was not new to, but I was just very surprised about the way he went about it. And he just kept saying, the best we can do for you is 1,000 people for a venue that you paid for, like the dry hire for that venue alone was. And then you have to pay for so many other things, production and getting chairs in the venue and stuff. It was ridiculous. That's about over on just venue alone. And for someone to say, I can only allow 500 people, you're not even touching half of your money. But this is some things that we don't share, we don't get a chance to speak about, so maybe people don't really appreciate the kind of things that go on behind the scenes. It's just an unfortunate situation to watch people to say, my parents really want to come, but then you're telling them there is no space. And to the team, so that's the whole complex of the issue. It looks like it's sold out, so there's a lot of money, but really isn't sold out. It's just someone's decision at the top saying you can't have more than 1,000 people, and then you're watching your ticket sales stop, and you're watching, your money not coming in again, and you're now anticipating a huge debt that you're walking into. But you have to just keep a smiley face and tell everyone that you're going to be all right, and it's going to be a great show, and then just work around. I think that's one of like my lowest moments, like just crying, praying in my room, trusting God. But then again, we got through that. That was one of our best shows ever. We wish we could have got more than 1,000 people through the doors, but unfortunately we couldn't. But it's just a learning curve that you're just going to meet people that are not, in line or in tune with your dream, and they just allow the devil to use them, regardless of what your purpose is. He was clearly in the know that this is for young people to showcase their talent, to engage, and to do more inspirational things, especially over summer, when they could have been out there doing whatever, who knows. But this is someone that decided to take a decision against a whole youth community based on skin color, and that's very sad. That could have been the end of it for me, because the year before that I lost so much money, because our ticket sales was not great compared to like our overall cost. And then that happened, and I just felt I wasn't going to do it again. Which was a good reason business-wise to just stop doing it. But then I just decided to do it and try another year, which was like our 6th year of doing it, and that is when we got picked up for the Evening Standard feature, which was one of like our biggest publication awareness ever since we started. So you're gonna meet, like, I call it new level, new devil. The higher you go, the greater the problems and the obstacles that are against you. But then you just need to understand why you got in the first place. You need to understand why you're doing this. You need to understand that it's a greater cause, especially when you got people involved. It's not about you anymore. Like, if I'm the reason why someone's gonna get signed as a model or someone is gonna get picked up by an agency, why am I stopping? It's not about me anymore. It's never been about the money. I've been seeing money from the show since Coventry. God is my witness. So it's always a bigger purpose that the moment you stop, you wouldn't fully understand why God made you start in the first place, and you've missed out on so many great things that are going to come through. We took a break this year so we can grow the other areas of the brand and the group. So we've introduced a lot of art exhibitions, we've introduced a lot of industry nights, we've introduced a lot of live talks with outstanding people. We've had Trevor Nelson, we've had Dumi Oburoto, who owns the Step in London, we've had Glenn Akins, so an A&R director that signed Craig Davids, Emily Sunday, Naughty Boy, Soul Solid Crew. We've just confirmed Reggie Yates for our next session. We're working on Oswald Bolton, which is pretty much a date conversation. So we couldn't have done all of these if we just stopped because someone decided to be racist, or we just stopped because we lost money in our first, second, third year. So there is some beauty in the pain, and there is some things that you're going to lose: people, family, friends, money. But then what you gain is always outweighs what you've lost, and that's why I fully believe that if I've lost so much literally from doing this, then I can only imagine the things that are ahead of me, or the things that are going to be coming our way, or the things that are going to be presented to us. And we've been lucky to just be in spaces like the BPI that owns like the national charts, the Brits Awards, for us to do industry nights there. We've been at the BFI to do film industry nights. And this is our people that have just opened their doors because they've checked our catalog, they've checked what we've done, and they haven't seen the behind the scenes stories, but they just see what we are capable of doing and what we are offering to the youth community. And that's just been an amazing experience. So this has been our most productive year. A lot of people know about us now, and we haven't even done the show. So I can only imagine what our 2019, 2020, and the 5 years ahead of us is going to look like for my Runway group. So for anyone that is starting something, there's a wave of social entrepreneurs going on. There's a wave of people starting events and campaigns. It's an amazing time, one, to be young, to be black, to be focused, to be creative, to be talented. Don't stay on social media with all your ideas, because what you realize that you start comparing your day 1 to someone's day 25. I'm on my day 22 maybe, but you have no idea what I've had to go through to get there. But you probably want a day 22 from like the jump. You just have to start. I never knew I'd be doing stuff with Evening Standard. I never knew I'd be in O2 or Copper Box Arena in our first 5 years. I never knew all of these things. All I wanted to do is just start something. And now what started off as an event has now become a campaign and a movement, and we're not stopping.